This is the ETBU Sportsnet with head football coach Scotty Walden in the weekly presser. Coach, you guys take a 64-62 win over Louisiana College in the Battle of the Border Claw. Coach, just talk about this win overall for ETBU to go 7-1 on the year.
Yeah, it was an amazing win. Probably the most fun game I've ever been a part of, playing or coaching. That was one of those just back and forth battles. I've heard it been compared to a boxing match, and that's what it felt like. You know, we throw a haymaker and hit them, they throw one back and hit us, and we were just swinging for the fences all night. It was if you were there in that stadium over there in Pineville, that was probably one of the funnest games in college football across the nation to be a part of, in my opinion. It was rowdy. They had a great crowd. Louisiana College, give them all the credit. Man, they played a fantastic game. Coach Dennis Dunn had those guys ready to play. Their kids played hard. They got some great players over there, and they played extremely well. And I think their fans, their home crowd, did a great job of rallying and supporting them because I'll tell you, that was a tough place to play. But give our kids credit as well. Fought through adversity, had to fight through a bunch of mental mistakes early that allowed them to get back into the game. We talked about all week we wanted to go up 2 scores early, and we felt like if we did that, that would give us a lot of momentum on the road. And it's important to start fast on the road, but golly, LC battled back and fought hard, but our kids just made a few more plays than they did, and they played their hearts out. I think our will to win was so strong, and our kids expected to win, and they played extremely hard and had some key stops and had some key touchdowns that helped us get that victory. But awesome team win. It took every single coach, every single trainer, every single kid that played in that game and that was on the sideline. Every kid that traveled with us played a role in it, and it was a lot of fun and glad we could come out on top.
Game also came down to some defensive stands. You had a pick 6 for a touchdown. That was big for the defense, and also 2-point conversion denied there at the end of the game. Jeremiah Simpson stopped him at the 1-yard line. Just talk about the defense in the game.
Yeah, amazing. Our defense, I know our standard on defense is obviously not to give up 62 points, and we're going to get that corrected, and our kids understand that. They know that. But I'll tell you what, they played so hard, and they did a great job of creating turnovers. They created 3 turnovers. Zach Biles with 2 picks. Marcus Harris with that single pick 6. If he doesn't pick 6 that ball, we don't win that game. That's 6 points off the board right there. So there was a 2-point margin of victory, and who knows if we go score on that drive when he picked it if he doesn't score. So give the defense all the credit in the world. They were clutch, and that's all that matters. Is that when it's time to step up, make a play, you make it, and that's what our kids did. I remember the 2-point conversion. Coach Smith looked over at me and said, "Hey, can we get a timeout to get the right call in?" So I banged timeout. Coach Smith rallied the troops, brought the defense up, told them exactly the huddle, the play they were going to run, and told the outside linebacker exactly what to do. And Maya Simpson, just Mr. Discipline. He's a disciplinarian. He's just a guy that has gotten – it's awesome to see that kid since his freshman year just developing the player he's become. And he had a big-time hit late in the fourth quarter that's all over the highlight reel. But the biggest play he made all night was scraping to that back that flared to the weak side. They thought we wouldn't see it, and Maya saw it. And if he doesn't see it, they walk in for that 2-point, and he was able to give fanatical effort to go get that guy on the ground, and that gave us the 2-point victory. So defense was clutch all night long and did a fantastic job right there.
Offensively, 64 points, several records either tied or broken. Drew Smith broke 3 records in the game, also ASC Player of the Week, and then a single-season record tied with Richard Johnson, 12 touchdowns in a single season. Just talk about the offense and some of those records broken.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Obviously, the biggest thing is getting the win, but we were excited to have guys, getting some individual records and recognition because they deserve it. How hard they work, guys like Drew and Richard and all the things they do. But I was disappointed offensively in us feeding off the defense early. I felt like every time we got a defensive stop, we would either turn the ball over or go 3 and out. And I didn't think we played well off the defense early on, but as the game went on, we started to finally find our rhythm, and when the defense got a stop, we would score, and that allowed us to go up 2 scores there late. They obviously battled back and made it close, but really proud of our offense. It starts with the offensive line with fanatical effort and execution. Coach Cochran does a great job getting those guys going up front. I felt like we could have ran the ball a little better, and I think that's a 2-way street with our running backs being patient and finding holes, and also our offensive line solidifying and staying on their blocks and getting second level. But at the end of the day, our offensive line is just tough-minded, hard-nosed, and they protected Drew long enough. Drew did a great job of sticking in that pocket, trusting his O-line, and then trusting his receivers to get open. And I thought our receivers played maybe their best game of the year. When you got three guys, Derek Ledette, Richard Johnson, Chase Hill could go over 100 yards, and then add Xavier Gray had a touchdown in there too. I mean, that's our starting four receivers. I believe all four of them had touchdowns, and I don't know if Soik found the end zone or not, but he had a lot of yards, and so he did a great job. Our receiving corps did a fantastic job all night long. So really proud of those guys and their effort, and did a fantastic job making plays when the one-on-one battles happened. They made the play.
This week you take on Hardin-Simmons. You got to go out to Abilene, Texas. Top 25 matchup. They're 10th in the nation. You guys 21st in the D3Football.com poll. Third team you're playing this year that is nationally ranked. NCAA playoffs implications on this game. The winner of this game, if they win out, most likely will make the NCAA playoffs. Talk about getting ready for this tough game out in Abilene.
Yeah, no question. Going to head back out to West Texas again and going to Abilene for the second time this year and going to play a great team in Hardin-Simmons. You look at them from special teams, offense, defense, they are sound as they get. They are fundamentally sound. They got great kids, great players, great tradition over there at Hardin-Simmons. Coach Jesse Burleson, I think, has done just a great job with that program and the rise they've continued to have. And they've always been just a great program, and he's done a great job of continuing to get those guys play at an extremely high level. You look at just their defense, starting with their defense. They're hard-nosed, very similar to some defenses we've seen schematically, but they do a few different things what they're prepared for. But man, I'll tell you, they are hard-nosed and they play at a high level. Their front seven is very talented, maybe near as good as we've seen, and we'll have to be ready for that and being able to win the game in the trenches. That's what it's going to come down to. Offensively, with Ryan Breton and his weapons at receiver and the running backs they have, that offensive line they have, they're a threat. We'll have to obviously contain their quarterback, Ryan Breton. He's a fantastic player, and have to keep him in the pocket and force him to make throws from the pocket. But special teams wise, I think they're solid as all get out. But it's going to be a fantastic game between two great teams that are well coached, and we're going to need to travel well and strike early and just play our tempo, play our game. But like you said, it's fun to talk about playoffs. I think that's the first time in a long time around here. We've talked about potentially getting into the playoffs, getting into the big show. And our kids, that's no secret. Our kids know that playoff implications are on the line, pending obviously, what would happen the following week. But at the same time, this is a big time game with playoff implications, national implications. Playing a ranked team, and we want to continue to climb that national ladder. And we have another opportunity this week to beat a ranked opponent. It's going to take everything we got, and we're going to have to get off the LC game and get off that high and move on and get ready for a big time battle in Abilene. Should be a lot of fun. It should be a great game.
All right, Coach. Thanks for talking to us this week on the ETBU Sportsnet.
Thanks.